January 6, 1939. Dear Margie, you will think that I have crawled into a hole and stayed there, and that came pretty close to being correct, except that I didn't crawl. You see the old Winoical Ontario just about folded up, and we have since had to rustle around. I have never in all my life gone through such a week, and it begins to tell on one's nerves. It sure played havoc with Dad. He couldn't sleep nights. However, I think the whole thing is coming our way now, and it is certainly a relief. The season holiday was pretty quiet, no parties or dances except one stag. I skied all Sunday and Monday, and there are some fair hills but lacks the old bush trails of Muskoka. I had been hoping all fall to get to Toronto for the new year and couldn't help but be disappointed, and couldn't help but wonder what you were doing. Oh well, why think of the fact it's a new year and ours, eh? Well, Marge, there isn't much for me to say as my old brain isn't much to any financial strain and it feels numb but can still think of you. I hope you had a real Christmas and broke into the new year with a real spirit. It sure is a great season. It always leaves one with a better outlook on things and in new spirits even if we are a little tired. How are the snaps of your trip? I still have the box of matches, although I've used a few. I get a bit of a kick out of it. I'll certainly have to see that part of the country. Have you been doing any skiing or skating? I haven't skated yet. Saw a few games of junior hockey. This town sure gave Jack a real hand for his playing. He has 2 goals and 2 assists in 2 games. Speaking of hockey, the Leafs want to show a little more play and less ballyhoo. They can't win a game in the penalty box. I see by one of the papers that Nelson Eddy is expected in Toronto sometime in March to sing at Eaton's, I believe. I suppose you will go to hear him. That's one fellow I would like to see and hear. Well, my dear, this is some letter, I'm afraid, just jumping from one thing to another then back again. However, I would like nothing better than deliver it in person. Then I would probably forget to post it, but who would care? Not me in that case. Well, Margie, don't forget to send a Muskoka special next letter, that's a dear. As ever. Roger XX. January 15, 1939. Dear Margie, thanks for your letter received last Friday, also the snaps, especially the snaps. They are certainly good. So, you are becoming quite a teetotaler. But am not sorry to hear it. I hate to see girls drinking all the time, especially at mixed parties. Stags are different. Then again, someone always gets sick and spoils the whole setup. House parties are about the only thing they have up in this town. Just a bunch of nitwits, certainly not northern. They remind me of a couple of scuffs after they return from the county fair. They think they know the ropes and are very broad-minded. Oh well, one has to put up with a lot. Even the ski club is just a hangout, so I don't bother with it much. However, there are a few who like skating, so I skate a couple of times a week, at least I have this week, and will next. The business is still uncertain, but must break one way or the other this week, so here is hoping it's for us. I hope so for more than myself, as I think Dad is due for a break after the last 10 years of plugging. Then again, I am tired of joking around the country, even if I do get itchy feet at times, especially when there is a bit of a mining rush on. So far nothing has come of the trip into Iron Hill, but I am still hoping. Oh well, no matter how it goes, I will have some freedom. We have had some pretty mild weather for the last week, although a little colder Friday and Saturday. I was having fun watching the planes land today. The lake is all ice and they would slide sideways when landing. Another day and the ice would have made good skating. Tonight, it's snowing, so I guess there is no hope for a good skate. So, you are all in love with California and can't wait to go back. I hope the attraction is only scenery. All jokes aside, it must be a wonderful country, but like other places, people who have lived there all their lives don't appreciate it until they leave. That goes for me and Muskoka. Of course, the north is real nice, but these small towns are just like every other small town. Everyone knows everyone else, including their business. Give me the country or a boom town every time. Well, my dear, there isn't much more to say, so I will get me to bed so I'll be all rested for a new week. Drop me a line soon, Margie, with a special, and do I wish it could be delivered personally. We sure have a lot of overtime to do when we do meet again. As ever. Roger XX.